Welcome to Sajine Clarity Podcast, a space to explore your clarity journey from survival to authenticity. I'm Sajine, and here we dive into the raw truths of breaking free from the expectations we've grown up with, rediscovering our voices, and thriving after life's challenges. But this isn't just about my story. It's about life, from relationships and self-discovery to the messy, beautiful questions we all face. No topic is off limits here. So if you're ready to embrace courage, healing, and living life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Let's connect. Let's grow. Welcome to the journey. Now, a quick disclaimer for my podcast. This podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. I'm not a licensed therapist, counselor, or medical professional, and the content shared here is based on personal experiences and insights. If you're facing significant challenges, please seek the support of a qualified professional. Remember, your journey is unique, and you deserve the care and guidance that is right for you. Well, welcome. I'm excited to have you here on my podcast again. I just want to let you know that you are important. And this is the reason I do the work. I didn't have many people in my life telling me to be there for me, be a mentor. And I feel like this is the place where I can help you find that clarity. You have these answers within you, but I'm here to coach you to get those out. So today is called Future Faking Isn't Just Love. It's how you lose years of your life. Future faking isn't just something that happens in toxic relationships. It happens in jobs, churches, friendships, and systems that promise you a reward if you just give a little more. More time, more energy, more of yourself. But the reward never comes. The goalposts keep moving. And one day you wake up exhausted, disconnected, and wondering where you went. In this episode, we break down what future faking actually looks like beyond dating, how it shows up in the workplace and institutions, the emotional and spiritual cost of delayed promises, real-life examples you may not have recognized before, practical steps to break free and reclaim your life. This is your wake-up call and your way out. Have you ever been told, just keep going, your time is coming? If I ever heard that, ever, wow, I think I would be a bajillionaire. How many times I've been given that promise of, just keep going, your time is coming. Well, you know what? It's been decades and it's not coming from them, that's for sure. If you stayed loyal, it'll pay off. If you sacrifice now, you'll be rewarded later. And you believed it. You gave your time, your energy, your heart, your identity. But not only that, you gave your time, you gave your mind, you gave your body and your soul. Only to realize the reward never came. Or worse, it kept moving further away. That's not patience. That's not growth. That's called future faking. And about you. But I've been promised a lot, not only in relationships, because they always said, oh, you need to talk this out. Well, guess what? I did talk it out. And it was promised. And then the goalpost kept moving. Until at the end, they were like, oh, no. It's not what I want to give you anymore. I was tired of faking it till I made it. And then you're thinking, what in the world are you talking about? Same thing happens at work. I don't know how many of you have gone into work. You've given your all. Why? Because you got KPIs and you got all this stuff so they can evaluate your performance and tell you that, yeah, you're going to get something, and at the end, you get nothing. Why? Because another friend has made it to that promotion that you wanted, or a family member. Why not? I mean, it's sad to think about how much you gave, and at the end, you got nothing. You know, I am truly upset because I think, you know what? I don't think I sacrificed my body just to be told that I'm not leadership enough or I'm almost there. No, I've been there. And what ends up happening? You get nothing. And that's not okay. So, what future faking really is. Future faking is the promise of a future reward used to control your behavior in the present. It's not always intentional, but it's always harmful when it becomes a pattern. It sounds like, next year you'll get promoted. After this season, things will calm down. God sees your sacrifice. Your blessing is coming. If you just support me now, I'll show up for you later. The key patterns you're seeing, the reward is always just out of reach. And your effort is always required now. Now, so if you're seeing it, the thing is, I was on my morning walk. And I came to the realization that I'm like, wait a minute. I've been putting a lot of work, almost to the point where I'm like so exhausted. I have to take naps. And why? Because not only am I working hard enough to keep going so I don't lose my job or my career, and then they tell you, oh, but you know what? You should be doing this. You should be working on your career. You should be working to better yourself, growth mindset, emotional resilience, you name it. They name everything. And you're thinking, okay, I'll do it. But then what happens? You go for that job interview within your company, and you're always being beat by somebody who is much younger, who's a different, maybe even race, gender, or whatnot. And they're always like, haven't been with the company for that long. What the one thing they do have in common is that they're really chatty with the higher ups, right? And they may not even be good at the work they do. They just know how to have what I used to call the gift of gab. I got tired of hearing all those things. And every time you didn't get it, it always made you feel like it was because you're not enough. And you're thinking, if I was not enough, I don't think you would have ever hired me. You hired me because you know I'm a professional. I'm a go-getter, and I do what I need to do. And then my numbers project that. Like they say, the proof is in the pudding. And here they're trying to tell you no. But then later on you find out, oh, it's because they don't want to train anybody else anymore because you're so good at what you do. But they had to make you feel horrible first. So let's see here. Here's some examples. You're told, your leadership material. We're grooming you for the next level or training you, right? So you take on extra work, you stay late, solve problems no one else can. The phone calls, the negotiations, the speed at what you're working. Forget about standing up and stretching and moving around. Now your back hurts, hips hurt, legs hurt, arms hurt. But you're thinking, it's all well worth it because I'm going to get that promotion. But then, promotion goes to someone else. Or it gets delayed. Or expectations increase again. The goalpost moves. You know how many years I've spent being told, oh, here's the carrot on the stick. You're going to get there. You're just almost there. And then when you ask for construction, feedback, what do you get? Oh, I don't know. I just don't get it. Why? You are so good at what you do. I'm just as baffled as you. But then when you say, well, can you help me further some other stuff? Get me some, since you know so and so, maybe you can get me something where we can talk. Oh, no. I don't know how to help you further. But hopefully something will come. Or they might even say, I don't know, maybe you should try somewhere else and see if maybe it's just us. And you're thinking, what? What's going on here? Right? And I think it's hard when you stay late. You're putting all that information out there. You get paid more, but now you're exhausted, or you're getting sick, or the joy has been sucked right out of your face. You become cynical. I don't know. Anything can happen, right? Everybody's so different. Everybody feels the way they do, but everybody feels the same thing is when somebody takes that away from you. When it happens in churches, right? You're told, serve faithfully and God will bless you. Sacrifice now. Your breakthrough is coming. So you overextend, ignore your own needs, stay silent about burnout, but you feel drained, not fulfilled. Your life isn't improving. You feel guilty for even questioning it. I don't know how many of you were told, oh, you got to give. You're just not going to give your 10%. We're going to see if we can bring that up super high. Why? Because the more you give, the more you're going to get back. The fallacy of that is God is not your genie. He's not your ATM machine, or is not how many coins you keep putting in the machine and see how many more, gifts you get. So why are you telling people if they don't tithe, then you're sinning and you're going to go to hell? But the moment you want accountability of where those funds are going, oh, no one knows anything. Or the higher ups are always going on ski trips, camping, hiking, you name it, and it's all for the betterment of the whole congregation. Why? Because we have to make activities so we're not out there in the world, so we don't mix ourselves with ordinary people. And you're thinking, wait a minute, isn't that why the mission is there, to be around ordinary people? You overextend yourself. There's times when you end up volunteering for every type of thing. And at the end, when you want something, oh no, I'm sorry, we gave it to a man or someone else, but not you. You think, wait a minute, I just worked hard and still nothing. And before somebody else says, hey, it's probably just you. Well, yeah, it could be me. But the good thing is I was bettering myself. I was studying, training, whatever I could do so I can do it. And yet that was not enough. And the thing that got you upset is people who don't even have even 10% of energy would get it. And you're thinking, why? Well, also that comes down to the point that these people are more moldable, right? And you have a conscience. So that's how it happens. So in relationships, you're told, once things settle, I'll commit. We'll build a life together. So you stay patient, you lower your standards, you wait for change, but nothing changes. Or it gets worse. Oh my goodness. You know how many things I spoke out and I said, this is what I want for my life. And if you're good with it, then that's great. And if you're not, I'm not mad, but you can move on. No. I want all of this too. I want the betterment. I want a strong marriage. I want to have God in there. And I'll tell you, it moved away again from me. And I'm thinking, wow. Just wow. Yeah, I can make a better life. I can go out there. But you know what? That wasn't the purpose. The purpose was that you future faked me. And I'd rather have somebody be straight out honest than play games with me and then try to blame me for their games. I'm not having that. The emotional cost that happens with this is where it gets real. Future faking just doesn't waste time. It rewires you. You start feeling exhausted, resentful, confused, disconnected from yourself. I don't know about you. I know there's bodily pains. Why? Because the body keeps the score, right? You begin questioning, was I not good enough? Did I not try hard enough? And why didn't it work for me? Sometimes you could have been the biggest angel in the world. It was the other person's motives that ruined it all. There was probably nothing wrong with you. Yeah, we're not perfect, but you were always trying to learn from your mistakes and better yourself, right? But these individuals don't do that. They don't have any of that. But the truth is, you were operating on a false promise system. And the longer you stay, the more you abandon yourself. The more your identity erodes, the harder it becomes to leave. I don't know about you. I used to see girls at work. Well, I say girls, but they were beautiful women. Excuse me. And what made me sad is I remember I would talk to them and I said, you know what? You are very professional. I said, with the amount of knowledge you have, you should go get yourself a better job. And I'm not going to lie to you. These were places that had the audacity to make us feel like crap for saying, oh my gosh, are we going to get raises? And then when we got the raise, I remember the first time I got it, it said 10 cents. And no, I was not born in the 1900s where they said, we'll give you 10 cents. No, this was in the early 2000s. And they said 10 cents. Mind you, I've had other jobs that would give me $1 to $2 raises in here where they said they were more prestigious and, you know, all for the community and for celebrating people. 10 cents. And so I laughed and I said, oh, are you guys kidding me? You guys are very funny. And they looked straight at me and they said, no, that's what you get. So you can imagine, I asked this other lady, I said, how many years have you been here? And I think she said it was like 15 years. And I said, are the raises always just 10 cents? She goes, yep, ever since I've been here, it's always just 10 cents. And I'm thinking, this woman has been here for 15 years. She hasn't moved from her position. She's super intelligent, even more than the supervisor. And she's getting 10-cent raises. And she hasn't gotten a promotion. And when I said, well, you know, with the amount of knowledge you have, you should go out there and get a better job. You know what she told me? It made me so sad. She said, no, I just don't have the energy anymore. I don't believe in myself, and I don't think I can do it. You see how the future faking ruined her? And then she got nothing for it? Oh, I tell you, these people were abusive towards me, even while I was pregnant. The amount of abuse that I received after they said that I can be, they future faked me on so many things. And when I showed it to them, they got angry and told me that I was being needy. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't this what you've been telling us in the meetings to do this whole time and other people do it? But because I'm doing it, now I'm needy? No, you don't. I'm not going to ever allow that again. They made me question if I was good enough or if I was bothering, or maybe I didn't work hard enough like I thought I did. And then towards the end, I felt bad because I said, why didn't it work for me? Well, you know what? Those people knew exactly what they were doing. So don't be so hard on yourself. So we're going to recognize future faking. Look for these patterns. Number 1, vague promises. No timelines, no structure, just hope. 2, constant delays. Oh, it's just not the right time yet. 3, Increased expectations. You're always asked to give more before receiving anything. 4, no evidence of progress. Nothing tangible changes. 5, guilt when you question it. You're made to feel ungrateful or impatient. How are we going to break free? This is where your power comes back. Step 1, shift from words to evidence. Ask, what has actually changed, not what's being promised. Step 2, set a personal timeline, not their timeline, yours. If this doesn't change within X amount of time, I reevaluate. Step 3, stop overinvesting. Pull back energy from places that haven't poured into you. Step 4, rebuild self-trust. You didn't fail. You were conditioned to wait. Step 5, choose yourself without guilt. Leaving isn't failure, it's clarity. So here's your 5 journal prompts. Write them down. 1, where in my life have I been waiting for a promise that hasn't materialized? 2, what did I sacrifice, believing this would pay off? 3, what evidence do I have that things are actually changing? 4, what am I afraid will happen if I stop waiting? 5, what would choosing myself look like right now? My favorite part. Let's sit down. We're going to reclaim our energy. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly release. Feel your body, not the version of you that was striving, but the version of you that is simply here. Now bring to mind a place, a person, or a situation where you've been waiting to be chosen, rewarded, to be seen. Now, how your body feels. Now, gently say to yourself, I release what has not chosen me. Breathe in. I call my energy back to me. Imagine all the energy you gave away coming back piece by piece. Your time, effort, love, returning to you. You no longer are waiting. You are choosing. Sit in that truth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start choosing yourself. You've always had it in you. Now it's time to step out and see it for yourself. Okay. All right, wake up, open your eyes, wiggle your toes, your fingers. And remember, this is the time for yourself. Don't look at those promises that keep changing, and choose yourself. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not wrong for believing in something, but you are allowed to stop believing in things that never showed up for you. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode on the Gene Clarity Podcast. I hope it gave you something to think about, feel, or explore on your journey. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Until next time, thank you again.